I need to make a correction. I graduated from Indiana State University, where Larry Bird told Bobby Knight he didn't want to go to Indiana University. It is a pleasure to be here today, and one of the messages I think you've heard throughout our morning is the mayor talking about the collaborative relationship that we wish to have with the private sector with respect to local government. And our department heads are here today. Many of the department heads that you'll be doing business with when you move your plans through our development review process. Our assistant city manager is here, our building director is here, our planning and zoning director is here, our utilities director is here, our city engineer is here, just to name a few. And the reason that they're here today is because we want to be able to demonstrate to you by our presence and by our ability to communicate with you that we want to help you. We believe in facilitating and not regulating. I also want to talk about a member of the team that really is important. And he gives us very good legal advice. And he has demonstrated in my brief time here that he wishes to facilitate and not always regulate. And that's our city attorney, Ken Buckman. The city commission, let's give them a round of applause here. Our city commission invested in having a full-time city attorney, and I think that's very important for just a lot of reasons. And I don't want to overlook our Parks and Recreation director. People say that, well, gee, parks aren't important. I'll be doggone, they are important, because parks speak volumes about the quality of life, that when men and women choose to live someplace and open a business, open a factory, open a storefront, whatever the case might be, do you have a quality park system for people to live, work, and play? And we do. All right. Well, of course, Plant City has these things. You've seen that we have leading companies in the fields of manufacturing and distribution. We do have entrepreneurial business partners here. We have an efficient transportation system to support economic partnerships. We believe in safe and clean neighborhoods, and that's important. Because when people are looking to locate a business, what's your crime rate like? Well, I'll tell you, we've got a top chief of police in Ed Duncan. Our law enforcement officers are well trained, and our neighborhoods are safe and they're clean. We have a code enforcement department that consists of a director and 2 inspectors. And I'm going to tell you something. I've been in jurisdictions where I've had the responsibility for leading, and 12 code enforcement officers couldn't get done what these 3 individuals do on a daily basis with respect to keeping our neighborhoods clean. So we're really proud of that work ethic and the results. State-of-the-art healthcare system here with South Florida Baptist Hospital, and A-plus schools and Hillsborough Community College campus. What a contribution they're making. And a charming downtown and historic housing district. But what really sets us apart I don't know, that doesn't want to work. There we go. Sorry. Starting at the top, elected officials committed to responsible development. We have 4 city commissioners, the mayor said, have been serving our city for several years now. 4 of them are private sector people, so they understand what it takes to make a buck. And they also understand what it takes to try to balance that delicate balance between making sure that we have a quality community to live in and that we attract quality development. And so 4 of those commissioners are from the private sector. And the 5th one, Commissioner Mary Mathis, who's here today, she probably had to go back to school. But she's an assistant principal. And day in and day out, she spends her time making sure that every student receives a quality education at Marshall Middle School. The city team committed to value-added private sector projects. You've already heard the story about our proximity to major transportation routes. I want to tell you a story. With respect to economic development initiatives, every economic development initiative has to have several partners. Number 1, You have to have the private sector who is willing to make the investment and take the risk. Number two, you have to have elected officials who understand the importance of investing in infrastructure. And number three, you have to have an engine that helps drive all that. And one of the best economic development stories is County Line Road. And one of the individuals that's here today is Steve Scruggs. And Steve drove that engine and still is with respect to County Line Road. So the LEDC leadership helped attract the major employers that you see on the east side of County Line Road today. And then the partners of the city of Lakeland and Polk County government invested in multi-laning County Line Road from State Road 60 to I-4. That's a great example of an economic development partnership. We have many good examples of economic development partnerships that have been led by our Tampa Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation as well, under the leadership of Rick Homans, and then Adam Myers here working with us. You can see that we're focusing on our strategic industries to enhance with respect to distribution, logistics, agribusinesses, manufacturing, for recruitment and expansion of existing businesses. We do have a very business-friendly environment, and I won't read all of those, but I am going to focus on a couple. Permitting fees waived for voluntary annexation into our city. And one of the things that I was really impressed with was the creative work that's been done by our planning and zoning team, led by Mark Hudson, Philip Searcy, and Julie Ham. We have streamlined our approval process for the I-4 Tech Corridor overlay. That will be in place in July. Approval time for residential land use reduced to 4 to 5 months from 9 to 12 months, and approval time for commercial land use reduced to 1 to 1.5 months from 9 to 12 months. So when the mayor speaks about can government be onerous in terms of how it's going to impact my business, this is a great example of how planning and zoning people came together to think outside the box to be able to make positive things happen so you can open your doors quicker. We have a consolidated development review team that we're working with right now under the leadership of our Assistant City Manager, Bill McDaniel. And our goal, I want to go back to that, sorry. Our goal is to complete project review in as little as 15 days. Now, I got some department directors out there that are probably getting ready to go code blue, but don't worry, it's going to work out. We have all the incentives that every other city and county offers. Very important. Got to have infrastructure, and everybody in this room knows it. We have 10-year drinking water capacity. Between 2015 and 2025, our capacity is at 9.8 million gallons a day, and we're looking our demand to be about 7.9. So we have plenty of opportunity to provide water. We have plenty of opportunity to protect the environment and provide wastewater capacity as well, where we have capacity of 8 million gallons a day to 2025, and we're anticipating about 6.6 in terms of million gallon per day usage. County Line Road Utility Extension, probably have seen this in the newspaper. Our City Commission agreed to invest $3.5 million to provide water and sewer along the southern segment of County Line Road where we did not have it. That project is under design, I'm pleased to say. It's on target, and we are projecting to have it in the ground February 2016. Here are the parameters of the project. Water will start right here and go south down to Medela. Then, of course, sewer will start right here. I think that is County Line Farms, and then it will come down to right here. So we're making that investment. That's an example where in order to have a successful economic development initiative for creating jobs, you must have a public sector partner to make an investment, and we're making this investment right here. You can see, here's the great thing about this, I think. 7.3 million square footage. We have the potential of this investment building out to about 7.3 million square footage. And here are the property owners. We've met with all these property owners to make sure that if we make this investment, are you going to be stepping it up a notch as far as marketing your properties? Again, an example of a partnership working together. We've talked about the importance of local government leaders who support economic development, the 7.2 million square feet available for development of warehouse and distribution. And I think we all know this is one of the hottest corridors in Central Florida. Abundance of strategically located land with entitlements already in place, ladies and gentlemen. No hassles. No hassles. Let's bring in the business. Efficient roadway system. New development projects breaking ground in 2016, and you're going to hear more about that. We're open to business and live in a great community. And I want you to repeat after me what it says right there. We are Plant City. 3 times. We are Plant City. We are Plant City. We are Plant City. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to be here today. Thank you.